Welcome to another installment of r/Maliciouscompliance, where conforming is not always black or white. As always, if you like these stories, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing, as this all really helps my channel grow and pushes me to create more videos. Our first story was posted by Lone Wombat. Flat earthers are pretty easy targets. My now ex-brother-in-law, sister's ex-husband, was and is teaching my niece that the earth being round is just a conspiracy to bring people farther away from God. During a family holiday, I was told not to bring this up since the brother-in-law would probably not shut up about it and bring up another 20 conspiracy theories. Every time someone wasn't watching TV or my niece was playing with toys in the same room as the TV, I would start streaming the 4K live stream from the ISS, the International Space Station. She saw an astronaut performing a spacewalk while the Earth flies by in the background. She is in an absolute awe. She's 6. My sister is grinning from ear to ear. She had already decided she was leaving the brother-in-law. Niece proceeds to keep asking for the space show. She wants to see Earth more. Not sure if this is the correct subreddit, but I just wanted to share the story. This story sounds like a little mixture of 50% malicious compliance and 50% petty revenge. Our next story was posted by Edem Nian. Mandatory late night call after you made me hourly? Yes, sir. Please remember that I am a native English speaker typing on a desktop keyboard, so any spelling and grammar mistakes are my own stupid fault. So, quick background. I work for a big national company which I will not name because I like being employed. And we have a big software system that the entire company relies on to wrap stuff up and get it ready for the client. It's the last choke point bottleneck where if it dies, literally all the work the rest of the company does is for naught. I run the system at the grunt work day-to-day operational level. This system also typically has upgrades and fixes installed about every 2 weeks, and they always wait until late night on Friday to bring it down and do the install so it doesn't impact daily business. Now, when these installs occur, they always get a bunch of people on the call to go through everything and make sure it works before calling it good for Monday. Being the guy who runs the system all the time, I was always required to be on these calls. I hated them. The call started at 10 p.m. Friday night, so I couldn't go out and enjoy my weekend. Would last about 2 hours while the developers installed stuff, and at the very end I pushed one button to kick things off so the suits could see that it was working and everybody was happy. This was literally monkey work, and everyone on those calls could have done it. I volunteered to teach them how, but no, they wanted me on the call. I was salary at the time, so not exactly like I could say no, and I wasn't getting paid anything extra for it. Can you see where this is going yet? Okay, so a few years ago, guidelines changed at the government level saying anyone who made XX thousand per year or less couldn't be defined as salary. They had to be hourly, to stop companies from abusing glorified part-time workers. I made more than that, but the company went overboard because I was somewhere in the general ballpark and they didn't want to risk it. So bam, I am now hourly. Roughly 2 weeks later, it's deployment call time. I ask if I'm really required to be there or not. Boss man says yes. I don't complain because at least now I get paid for it. Oh, but wait, this isn't any normal deployment. No, this is a big one. They tell me I need to be on the calls that will start up at 5, right as I'd normally be clocking out for the day. Thinking it would be a quick check-in and then back out until 10, I dutifully call in. Nope, this call lasts from 5 until 10, when we got to take all of 5 minutes break and get into another call. Now, I'm home shored. So I'm sitting on this call in my underwear, and nothing going on requires any input from me at all. Again, I'm not complaining because I'm getting paid for this, and I've got Netflix on in the background. Not only am I getting paid, since I did my full 40 hours that week already, this was overtime. So 10 o'clock deployment stuff starts going on, and by midnight we get to my part. I push the button. I tell them it's going to take about 20 to 30 minutes to process before we know if it worked. Half an hour of twiddling thumbs later, it fails. Some cursing from devs as they try to fix whatever borked, and I got to spend another 30 minutes resetting all the data so we can try again. Once everything is ready, I push the button. 30 minutes later, it fails again. Fast forward several hours. It's now 5 o'clock Saturday morning. It still hasn't run properly. Everybody is cranky except me because baby I got $signs in my eyes. 12 hours of OT for watching Netflix and doing monkey work is gonna be sweet. Except it was even better than I thought at the time. That Saturday was technically some minor holiday. My company pays time and a half if you work on a holiday, so I had worked 7 hours of overtime and 5 hours of OT with additional time and a half. I ended up making over half a week's pay overnight from that call. My boss flipped when he saw the check I was supposed to get. I reminded him that I had asked in email, with half the team copied, if I really needed to be on that call, and he said I absolutely had to be. Unlike some of the bosses I read about on here, he swallowed his defeat gracefully. I got a huge paycheck that period, and oddly enough, I have not been required to attend a single one of those calls since then. I wonder why. Side note, Dev worked on it all weekend and got it running by Monday morning, so we were fine. It's a good thing OP had a paper trail for when he asked if he really needed to be on that call. If there was no email sent, he definitely would have not gotten paid. Our last story was posted by Cat Jesus. Treat all prank calls as though they're serious? Sure, have fun making 180 extra large pizzas. I work in a major pizza delivery chain that has so far been unsuccessful in out-pizzaing the hut. Our store is in a college town and everyone is bored as heck right now for obvious reasons. So we've gone from maybe 1 prank call a day to at least 3 to 5, which isn't much but still really annoying with how much more business we've been getting. Again, for obvious reasons. The worst part is how uncreative and low effort most of them are. At least 80% of them are, "Can I get a boneless pizza?" Or "Is this the Krusty Krab?" With the occasional insert GTA fast food order copy pasta here. This had been going on way too long, so I took up the habit of just hanging up whenever someone started saying some dumb stuff. The boss wasn't too happy about this, but didn't care enough to say anything until an incident where I hung up on someone who wanted the boneless pizza, and he called back angry because he actually wanted to order. So I get a stern talking to from boss man, and he sends a message to the company's group chat saying, "I know we've been getting more prank calls than usual, but please don't follow in certain people's footsteps and just hang up on them. Take the calls as seriously as possible. If they order something we can't make, calmly explain it to them and offer them something else we actually do sell. We want to try to make money off of them, even if they're acting dumb." So the very next call is where the fun starts. "Thank you for calling. What can I get you?" "I'm so hungry. Can I get an extra large pizza with triple every topping?" "I'm sorry, ma'am. We can only go up to 1 extra and double each topping." Okay then. Can I get 20 extra larges of each meat y'all have? So like 20 pepperoni, 20 sausage, etc. These people are obviously high as heck and giggling in the background the whole time. Sure, give me 1 sec to ring it all up. Okay, so that's 180 pizzas. The total will be $1,000. Don't remember the actual price, but close enough. And it'll take about 3 hours. Awesome, thanks. We'll pay with a check when we get there. So I place the order, and not 30 seconds later I hear, "What the actual F?" from the boss, and he runs to the computer. "How are they paying for this?" he asks me. They said with a check. We do still take checks for orders over $200, right? They can't have been serious. Was this a prank call? Not sure, boss. You said take all calls seriously. He just grumbles and picks up the phone and calls the customer, and all I hear is a super loud laughter as he hangs up. Meanwhile, other employees have actually started making the ridiculous order, not noticing anything weird about it. So by the time the boss finishes the call and cancels the order on the computer, there are already 5 extra large pizzas in the oven. So we got free dinner for everyone working that night, as well as another message in the group chat simply saying, "In regards to my last message, please just use good judgment when taking orders." I guess the boss finally realized that he's not as smart as he thought. At least all the employees got free pizza because of it. Also, who calls in asking for a boneless pizza if you're actually going to place an order? You're just asking to be hung up on. That concludes this episode of r/maliciouscompliance. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe, as this all really helps my channel grow and pushes me to create more videos. Also, I'll be posting videos every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, so make sure you turn on notifications to be notified for my next video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.